mean, just start D'Lo emotionally. Just what are you feeling after, guys were down 19, come all the way back, force overtime, win in double OT?
That was huge win for the team. Everybody pitched in. Darvin was amazing, man. He drove some great sets for us at the end of the game and gave us some good looks. I think emotionally we were all put in on that one. Everybody was 2 feet in on that game, wanted to do whatever it took. I don't know how I feel right now. I'm still kind of still in it.
Austin had that look. I think it was the first look goes in and out. But then later in the game, he obviously gets it back, puts you guys up 3, and then you guys still win from there. Just for him to do that, especially playing 48 minutes, just what's that say about him and I guess where he's at as a player?
I mean, what haven't we already said about the guy? I mean, he's a warrior. He's an Iron Man. What can I say? The dude guards the best player. No matter if shot goes in, goes out, he gets back on defense. He just does everything right. I think as a coach, he makes it easy for you to have a guy like that and put him on the floor. You know what he's going to do. You know what he's going to get. He hasn't missed a game. Dude's just Iron Man. He's a warrior.
Obviously, you guys don't want to be down 19 going to the fourth, but does this game, you guys did similar against the Clippers not too long ago, but does that give you confidence of knowing that, no matter what the deficit is, no matter what we're facing, you guys have it in you to pull out something like this?
I mean, I just think we're an unpredictable team. So depends on which team you get, depends on which team we are defensively, offensively, as a unit. Some guys are better than others. There's nights. Some guys have bad nights. It just depends on what team we're going to be. When we're full effect like tonight, obviously no Bron, but I think we'll be hard to beat. Cool. Thank you.
Also, you guys are down 19 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth. When did you start to feel like this thing was attainable, and what do you think were the sequences that led to the momentum changing?
To be honest with you, we played so many overtimes that I don't really remember the fourth quarter. I just remember there was a timeout, and energy was there, but it was one of those moments that you can either, flip the page to tomorrow, get ready for that game, or you can, go out and compete 110% and give yourself an opportunity, or, go at least, try to give yourself an opportunity to, get back in the game. It doesn't always happen, but, we're always going to compete to try to do that. And after that timeout, we was just like, we got to play fast, get downhill, shoot threes. AD hit some, clutch threes, and, get stops and don't give them any second chance opportunities.
Austin, you mentioned kind of that moment. In your mind, did you feel like at any dead ball, like you wouldn't have been surprised to see 5 guys at the scorer's table? Like, I mean, teams that are down 15, 16 in the fourth quarter, starters don't always close in those situations. I guess, what does that say about Darvin's trust in you guys? What does that say, I guess, about your guys' trust in yourselves?
Yeah, I think at about the 9-minute mark, 10-minute mark, we called timeout. That's a little early to kind of throw in the towel. And like I said, the huddle was we can do this. We got to play with a lot of energy and get hot. But it just shows that no lead safe in this league. Coaching staff kept preaching, that over and over again was, we can claw back into this, and, that's just what we did. But if, you go out of that timeout at the 9:52, I think it was, and you kind of fizzle for 2 to 3 minutes, then, it's probably 5 in, 5 out, and move on to tomorrow. But we went out of that timeout with a lot of energy and, grit to, claw back in.
Austin, you as much as anyone has kind of talked about all season how we don't always appreciate or notice the things that AD's doing, but 34 points, 23 rebounds. You mentioned the threes, 4 blocks. How do you kind of encapsulate just his performance tonight, and also taking Giannis from the jump and pretty much defending him all game?
I don't know. I don't think there's a good way to, put in words just appreciation for what he did tonight. I don't know if it was third quarter, fourth quarter, if he caught a knee to the knee or whatever, but he was getting it worked on the whole second half. And with how the game was going, could have easily, like I said, moved on to tomorrow because all these games are must wins, and we need him feeling, as good as anybody going into these games. But, his, mentality to, stick with it. And, like I said earlier on the court, anytime he's on the court, regardless if he's making shots, blocking shots, rebounding, his presence is, in my opinion, his biggest strength. Anytime he's on the floor offensively, you got to account for him. Defensively, same thing. You get into the paint, there's nothing easy around there. So just appreciation to, him gutting it out. And, yeah, he's an all-pro like he does, Look at the numbers.
Austin, I believe the 48 minutes you played tonight are the most you've played in your professional and even your collegiate career. Just physically, how are you feeling right now, and where did the legs come from to hit that last shot to put you guys up 3 late in the second overtime?
Yeah, like I said, earlier on the court, again, I felt better in a sense in those moments, because your adrenaline takes over. This is the stuff you dream about as a kid. Being on the road with your guys, battling out an amazing team and having opportunities to make big shots. That's what I've, grown up, living to do, counting down in the backyard to take a shot, to win a game. If I somehow miss, time kind of slows down a little bit and I get to count down again. But, yeah, I felt worse at the first of the game. Legs were heavy, but like I said, in those moments, yeah, I'm out of breath, but adrenaline's running so fast that you kind of don't feel it.
Last two.
And you've beaten this team now twice without having LeBron available for both games. A performance like this, what does it do for just your confidence level in terms of what this team could accomplish in the postseason, assuming everything goes well the rest of the regular season to get there?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Obviously you want Bron to play every game, and, just because he's, such a big, key in what we are trying to do as a team, as an organization. But your best player, second best player, however you want to, frame it, whenever he's not, in the game and you can come into, situations where there's a team that's, very, very good, kind of like we did in Boston early in the year without Bron and AD, that breathes life into everybody. And just the confidence that, moves forward with those wins, it means a lot. And it just shows that, we're more than capable to do that, on any given night. And especially if you plug Bron into, these scenarios, then it gets even better.
Last question.
The last double OT win you had at Golden State was to start off that other long trip, right? And then you go to Houston and Atlanta, a couple of tough losses. What's important to try and, recharge mentally, especially when it's going to be tomorrow night against Memphis, and, try to avoid that fate of any kind of letdown after a huge emotional game like tonight?
Yeah, don't do what we did on that road trip. Like I said, all these games are valuable to, where we stand, where we're trying to get, and, we're trying to close the season out, trending in the right direction. So whatever the scenario is, when it comes to playing game, whatever it is, then we feel really comfortable with where our game's at. And yeah, we're going to go in tomorrow, and we know it's not going to be easy, They've been dealing with injuries and all that this whole year, but they're still a talented club with a really good ball coach, and, we got to go take it. basically head on and prepare and, compete, 110%.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, AD, the 52 minutes you end up playing is the most by any Laker since Kobe in 2012, and it looked like the last several of them came after, I don't know if it was a knee-to-knee or something with Middleton. Clearly, it was something that you were working on. How do you feel? How did you push through physically, especially in a high-leverage game like that?
Just keeping my knee warm. My trainer was heat packed, doing some release work. I don't think I got knee-to-knee. I'm not sure what happened, but that's what it is.
And then just the game, being down 19 and hitting all the threes, some key blocks, just clutch play after clutch play. What did that take, and just the context of it all, right? And this chase you guys are trying to catch one of the teams ahead of you.
Yeah, high-level basketball. It's a fun game, great game. Two teams compete. We know where we're trying to get to. Where we are in the standings, and we got to control what we can control, and that's taking it one game at a time, trying to win one game at a time, and let the rest take care of itself. So for us as a unit, especially with Brown out, guys had to step up. We did that on both ends of the floor.
You guys climbed the ladder. You're down 19 in the first quarter, I think, or something around there, and then you get back to like 5 or 6, and they extend again. You did it again in the third quarter, and they extend again. When you guys were down 19 points in the fourth, were you, I guess, surprised that you guys still had the opportunity to come back, knowing that you do have a game tomorrow, knowing that it would have been?
No, I mean, Coach always gives us, like the first 5 to 6 minutes, to try to cut the lead down. I think we did that, and from that point, I feel like we had the momentum. We just kept chipping away. Just kept getting stops, kept making shots on the other end, and making plays. I mean, Spence, another big game, D-Lo AR, just making big-time plays. And we not a 20-point lead in this league now is just nothing. Because of the way the offense is right now in the league, so high-powered that you can wipe the league away pretty fast. So, we just try to use the first 5 or 6 minutes to just try to cut the lead down and then take it from there.
You were involved in a couple of big defensive plays down the stretch, the breaking up the lob to Giannis and the block on Dame. You just walk me through, in particular the block on Dame. Just what was the read there? Did you expect him to put it on the floor, and did you know it was clean?
Reading the game, defensive instincts. I saw he had a step. I think it was on AR, and I just read it. I didn't think they were going to call goaltending. I mean, once I blocked it and I got the rebound, I saw him like screaming like, "Hey, like goaltend, whatever." So I couldn't. You can't hear, so I couldn't hear what exactly they call. So I just threw the ball the other end, obviously. But the whistle blew, but it was a timeout for us. So I just tried to make a read, using my defensive instincts.
Neither team scored the first, I think, 3 minutes of the second overtime. It looked like both sides were just visibly gassed. At that point, how mental is the game, and what does it say about you guys that you're able to kind of figure things out over the final 2 minutes?
Yeah, when you're playing a game like that, high-paced, high-level basketball, both teams got some great looks and missed. I mean, to start the second overtime, some really wide-open looks, and we just missed them. For us, we just tried to slow the game down a little bit and get some quality shots. We were able to do that. So, your guys are going to be gassed when you go to 2 overtimes. 58-minute game. So, I'd say it was fun. We line up and do it all again tomorrow.
Given the circumstances, was this as good a win as y'all have had all season?
I'm not sure. It was a good win to start the road trip for sure. Especially going to a back-to-back. So, the first game and the last game is always usually like the toughest. because of one of the time differences starting. Then the end of the road trip, guys like, oh, I'm trying to get home, be on the road for 10 days. So it was a good win in that regard. Like I said, we do it all again tomorrow, and then get some rest.
You were missing some shots that you usually hit the first couple quarters. You hit 3 threes from the fourth quarter on. What was it like to just kind of turn that around in those moments, and what's your kind of your level of trust in the shot at that point when it's not your night?
Yeah, I mean, I was very confident in my game. Just keep shooting. I know none of the shots that I took felt weird. They all felt good. Just missed them. So I just kept shooting. Even some in the third, some of those shots felt weird for sure, but the confidence that my teammates instill in me, especially D'Lo and our assistant coach Damari, just tell me to keep shooting all the time, shoot the ball. So that's all I try to do. Knowing that the team relies on me a lot, especially when Bron is out, and I just try to do my part.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Well, Rui, just can you describe the mood from the team after a game like that, down 19 in the fourth quarter? Team's kind of fighting and clawing for every win as you get down the stretch of the season. How did you guys? What was that like when you got in the locker room, and how can that propel you?
The first quarter when I came back to the bench and I talked to D'Lo, it was a bad, start, but we talked about it's a long game. It's gonna be a long game, and we just gotta stick to it. And then when we came back in the second half, we kind of made a run, and I think it was like a 10-point game or something. And yeah, we just kept pushing. They're a great team, obviously. They're a championship team, but our defense was really, really good today. We're just helping each other. I think we are rebounding good too. So I think we didn't give up. We didn't give up. We just the whole game we tried to push them, and we got this game, this one. So
Season high in rebounds for you. I believe 5 of them came in the overtime. So any extra focus just with how big they are for you, or how did that end up evolving as the game went on?
Yeah, especially Bron was out, so I had to help AD. AD can't be only a man. He even got a 23 or something. So but I just want to be more aggressive on those sides, and yeah, I think I did that. So.
Teams try to find identities. You guys have a game against the Clippers this year. You're down 21, I think, in the fourth quarter, and you came back. You've had other comebacks. I mean, tonight, 19 with 9 minutes to go. Is that one of the identities of this team? Just sort of the persistence.
Yeah, we just never give up. We know we are better than them. We just we just had a bad start, and yeah, we just as a team, I think we played together tonight, and offensively we were sharing the ball. Defense, everybody covering each other, and then we all trying to get a rebound together. So it was a great team win.
How about those Lakers?
So you could smile.
Darvin, you've had
It's alleged that someone in here was talking about pulling starters.
I said it was almost time. Okay.
Someone said it was time to pull starters.
It's not the first time I'll be.
Okay.
Well, Darvin, there have been a lot of good wins this year. You think about Boston, no AD, LeBron down 21 to the Clippers at home, but just given the circumstances, no LeBron, down 19, AD banged up, would you put this one up there?
Hell yeah. Definitely top 5 of the season. Might be top 3. Just we dealt with a lot of adversity throughout the entirety of the game. Was able to pull ourselves together, stay focused, never gave up. I always tell the team, we gotta compete, be together, hold ourselves accountable, and have a next play mentality, for 48 minutes or however long it takes. And so tonight it took 58 minutes. And so, man, my hat's off to Milwaukee. Hell of a ball club. Put a lot of pressure on you. Got a ton of weapons. Huge challenge to try to, overcome some of the things that they threw at us. But again, we were able to do it together, and everybody contributed. Everyone that stepped out there on the floor did something to help the team. But that was a hell of a team win right there.
Anthony Davis ends up with 52 minutes. I think it's the most since Kobe in 2012 for a Laker. It looked like maybe he bumped knees with Middleton. At some point, what was your kind of gauge of, okay, he's good enough to stay in the court, they're down double digits, and then the minutes are just mounting. How are you going through that, and how much did he deliver in that context?
Just being in tune with him, each and every time out, or if it's stoppage and play, they're looking at a review, just getting him worked on, having the guys, our medical team, Ish, and those guys keep massaging the leg, keeping everything around it, around the area that was a little inflamed, keeping it loose, and he assured me he was going to push through. And so they said it was okay, just tolerate whatever he could tolerate. And kudos to him, man. He played his ass off, and 30, 34, and 23. AR with a triple-double. D-Lo, 29 and 12. Spence had a rough shooting night, but the one shot he made was a huge three-point shot. So, all our guys, man. Rui came alive, had some big plays for us with a double-double. I mean, Torian, his defense off the bench, Jackson's energy. It's the whole game, the 9 for 29, Chris Middleton 4 for 15. I mean, those are some hellified performances. And so, our guys, we just, now we got to fill our cups back up and try to go play against a really hard-playing, highly competitive Memphis team, regardless of what their circumstances are with people being in and out the lineup. Taylor's done a great job with that squad and keeping them competitive. So, we got to get ready. We'll enjoy this one tonight, but as soon as we wake up in the morning, we got to have a focus to go try to get another one tomorrow.
Darvin, I have two for you. You guys are down 19 in the fourth with a back-to-back ahead of you. LeBron has already been kind of ruled out for the night. So what was going through your mind in terms of how much more leash did your guys have in the moment? How close were you?
There was a timeout with, I think, 6:56 left in the fourth. And I told him we got enough time to get this done. I think we might have been down, 12 at that point? I'm not sure. I have to go back and see.
Yeah, I think you guys scored like 7 straight points.
Yeah, we were right around 12 or 14. I know I want to say 12. And I told him, hey, man, let's just band together next couple of minutes. Let's try to get it down to single digits, and we got plenty of time to do what we need to do. And they went out there, and we just started making plays, making shots, getting stops. The whole that team to 13 points in the fourth quarter, that's money time. And so the guys did it. They banded together once again and competed their asses off, and, it was a great way to start off a 6-game trip.
And then
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Austin at the end of regulation has a shot that's down basically and pops out. I know you know that he wants the ball in those moments, but for him to get that second opportunity and to hit that shot, I don't know, what does that say about him to you?
Just his fearlessness. That kid is fearless. He's as competitive as they come. All about the right things. All about making the right plays. It's just, he's just, I love coaching him. You know what you're going to get every night. Even when things are not going his way, he finds a way to impact the game where taking charges, coming up with big rebounds, making passes, just doing a little bit of everything, man. Austin just does it all. I just love coaching the kid, man. He's if there's any representation of the Darvin Ham era, Austin Reaves would be right at the top of that list. Just with his competitiveness, the way he cares about his teammates, how coachable he is, and just wants to win. The kid is just a flat-out winner.
I got two for you also. One play that probably worthy of being singled out, much like the AR3, was the one-on-one block AD had on Dame. Just, what did AD bring to that possession, and how difficult is that being on an island against a guy like Dame Lillard?
Man, he's done it time and time again, man. Even him going through some extreme pain, still being able to be making himself available for his team. He takes great pride in being the captain of our defense. One of our most dependable players, has been playing at an extremely high level this year in particular, and especially on that end of the floor. We've seen him do it against Steph, seen him do it against different guys, and tonight it was on full display. Just his ability to move his feet, stay down, show his hands, and not foul. And so it doesn't surprise me at all. That's just who he is.
And this season has so many twists and turns with this group. Nights where you look like one of the best teams in the league, and nights when you aren't playing up to your potential. But you like to say you want to get better and stronger as the game gets longer. Like, do you live with this? Is this the personality of your team? And if you come out on top more often than not, is that okay?
Absolutely. I just think our ability, what we've been doing over the course of the past month and a half, 2 months. We've had some highly disappointing losses. You think about SAC and Golden State and the repercussions of losing those games to those teams in particular. But guys never hung their heads. Obviously, the disappointment just led to us getting back to work, not playing the blame game, but getting back to work, getting in the film room, getting on the court, having the right proper dialogue, extracting, seeing what we can do to change things for the better, and anything that we were already doing good, how can we sustain it, and not only sustain it, take it up to a higher level. And I think that's what this team represents, and that's what you saw tonight. A team that's faced with challenges, faced with adversity. We've had guys in and out of the lineup hurt all year. Some of our key pieces, and they're working their way back. But the guys who've been in, anybody that's suited up for us, they've gone out there to try to compete at the highest level. And now, you see that bond forming, you see that identity starting to form where we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down swinging. We're gonna keep the fight going. And I couldn't be more proud of this group.
It seemed like after that first quarter, you guys switched up some of the play calling to get AD deeper into the paint with some of its attempts. Just what were you seeing out there, I guess, offensively in that regard?
Just trying to take advantage of his ability to make shots around the rim. And then, unleashing D-Lo, it's not so much the play call. Sometimes it's designed for, different weapons to be able to take advantage of our different weapons. And, those guys just they make the right play, and that's in front of them. And a lot of times that causes for AD to end up with the ball in his hands. But just trying to get him on the move, get him in the paint, try to put pressure on Giannis, Bobby, and Brooke, which is extremely difficult. Those guys, they're world champions, man, so they have that pedigree. But just getting him touches, the attention he draws, teams trying to double team him, crowd him, and it opens up different things on the backside. He does a great job, in terms of making the right play.
Darvin, you guys had 69 rebounds, which was the most by a Lakers team, and I think since 1993.
Wow.
And part of that was obviously double overtime, but what does that number signify to you in terms of just your team's ability to control the defensive glass? And it's been an issue at times, but having a number like that, how big is that?
Rebounding, turnovers, and free throws usually dictate games more consistently. Obviously the three ball is involved in there, but rebounding the ball, getting to the free throw line, making free throws, and not turning the ball over, or if you do turn it over too much, those three areas really dictate games. The three-point shooting comes and goes. It's nice when you're going to be on fire, nice when you can't throw it in the ocean. But that's a huge element of our game that we, identified that we need to improve. Holding teams to one possession, not giving up multiple offensive rebounds to our opponent. So to see that number, and they still got 15 of them, but I don't know. I don't have the halftime stat in front of me, but at the end of the day, when we had to get key rebounds, we were able to corral them in, and so it's something that's got to remain like that, where that's a deliberate focus and even get better, get even better in that department. Us finishing off defensive possessions with boards.
Last one. Go ahead. Just go.
That second overtime, I don't think either team scored at all in the first 3 minutes. Just what was the exhaustion level for both teams at that point?
It's huge.
And just what keeps y'all going at that
It's
point?
like a playoff game out there, man. And you got teams, we turn it over, they turn it over, just trying to figure out something. But that's it's a double overtime game against two high-level ball clubs. And it's just the way it goes sometimes. The guys are tired, fatigued, so I'm just happy we came out on the right side of it. We didn't make as many mistakes as they did, and we were able to capitalize on some of their missed shots by, again, corralling the rebound and getting back down and then being in attack mode and getting to the free throw line.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.